Hi everybody, sanibonani, welcome to my channel. Igama lami nguNtando Mdletshe, and on this channel siyayifunda incwadi ebhalwe ngolimi lwethu lwesiZulu bese siza la sokhuluma ngazo lezo incwadi senze sixoxe phela sixoxela laba phela basuke bengenaso isikhathi sokuthi bayifunda incwadi nalabo basuke benqena nje ukufunda. Siyaphinda futhi sibuka ama-reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese siza la sokhuluma ngawo lama-reality shows, senze ama-reviews ama-recaps, siphinde futhi sikhulume nga-any other issues avukayo uma ngabe lama-shows sesiwabukile kwi-TV. Uma ngabe okokuqala usijoyina namhlanje and you really like our content, do not forget ukuthi upress u-subscribe button la ngezansi bese uyaphinda futhi upressa i-notification bell eduze kuka-subscribe ukuze phela uthole umyalezo uma ngabe umsebenzi omusha sesiwufakile. Kanjalo-ke uma ngabe ufuna ukuba imember yale channel ungakhohlwa ukuthi upresse ujoin button la ngezansi uzobe usuthola ama-instructions ke ukuthi kahle kahle uba kanjani imember yale channel. Namhlanje na-ke I want to talk about our girl uZahara. At some point she was called a South African princess because of her loved music. And this is somebody that is very talented and somebody that is dearly loved in South Africa, and her music is loved as well. I remember when her album came out, Kaloliwe. I'm not somebody that buys CDs, but there was one of the few CDs that I went and I bought, and I remember just having that album on play and repeats for like forever and ever for like the whole day. And I'll be working M17 while listening to her music. Even now, sometimes I still go back to that album and just listen to it because it really was a great album. But yeah, as we all know, good any story, a lot of these artists, it's usually a story from rags to riches, and as we all know, a story like as it goes, as she has told it, she used to sing like she said recently ukuthi beyaperform nje publicly, yabona labantu abaperformayo mhlambe emgaqweni wama-malls or something, and a lot of the songs that are on her first album she actually wrote it during that time. And of course she had dreams to become this well-known singer, and yeah, and then she was discovered by DJ Sbu and Mr. Ncinza. That is the story, you guys, and obviously we are grateful that they discovered her, you guys, because we might have never known Zahara or heard her music had they not discovered her. And for a lot of artists, obviously that is an exciting time when somebody like that discovers you and they're promising you that they're going to produce your music, and some of the promises that they make to you they do come true. So it was a great story to listen to. You could see ukuthi Zahara ingane nje yasemakhaya that just happens to really just have a great talent. And but obviously, I mean, there are a lot of things masuke uvela emakhaya that sometimes you don't understand how they work, especially relating to the business side of music. And obviously, as Ubaba Ncinza kanye no DJ Sbu were taking care of her, abantu started asking questions zokuthi ene bamkhokhela ngendlela yini, and at some point uZahara behlala endlini yakancinza, and abantu they had questions about why ehlala kuleya ndlu leyo, why is she not buying her own house, and there was pressure almost for her to become independent of these people that had discovered her. And I mean, sitting here now, I wonder if really that was not the reason why she's having the problems that she's having now, because I feel like because that album, the first album, well, from what we saw as supporters, we thought that album was so successful. We did not understand why she was still so dependent on the two people that had discovered her, and that in a way put pressure on her to want to be independent of them. Maybe she should have spent more time with them, instead of fighting to get out of that house and buy her own house and buy her own cars and all of that. I do feel like maybe there was a little bit of a pressure she didn't understand at the time, how much pressure it was going to come with for her to own that house and own her own cars and take care of her own finances at that time. But again, she ended up doing it, you guys. And obviously, in relationship here with the people that discovered her at some point, it didn't go well, like it always that always happens in the music industry, you guys. And then we got to a point where she was saying ukuthi or DJs, but they owe her money, and they are saying what she owes them money. And for a long time, a lot of us believe that really, honestly, DJs no Nzinza, they really did owe her imali, and but we didn't even know. It's like all of us just believe that they owe her imali, but we didn't even know which money. We didn't even know which money, because honestly, we didn't even know what their contract said. What did they agree on when they did those contracts, when they discovered her? What did they promise her? And the things that they gave to her, how was she supposed to pay for those things? We didn't know, you guys. But it was convenient for us to just believe that umuntu orotshiwe la uZahara, because obviously some of us couldn't understand why she doesn't have a lot of money after she has had this really successful album, and it has gone on for a long time. But one of the things, Mina, that made me really happy to hear about was when she did an interview with Umakji, and she had given an indication that she does have the interview was at her house, and she did give an indication that that house was fully paid off. So I was so happy. I was like, okay, even though it's not going well for her financially, but she did buy a house cash. Because guys, I mean, really, if you don't have a 9 to 5 and you work as an artist, sometimes work comes, sometimes work doesn't come. I always just don't think it's a good idea to get a bond, for an example, something that you're going to have to pay for every month, because you don't know when you're going to have money and when you're not. So I thought that was such a good decision for her to make, to pay for the house cash. And I was like, they can take the cars, but at least they won't take your house, girl, because you bought it cash. But I was surprised, you guys, when it came out that it came out this year that the bank, Inet Bank, wants to sell her house at an auction, because apparently she hasn't been able to make the bond payments on the house. And now she came out to say she's really struggling financially. She blames a lot of her struggle on COVID-19, you guys. I don't know how true that is. And I do know, you guys, that with the COVID-19, a lot of people were affected financially. But it wasn't just celebrities, it wasn't just artists, it was everybody. A lot of us we're lucky that our salaries were not cut, but the way that we work now is so different from the way that we worked prior to 2020, prior to COVID coming. And a lot of us are uncertain about our jobs because of so many changes that are taking place at the workplace, because of the issues that came with COVID-19. So people that were affected by COVID-19 is not just artists, and it's almost like artists want us to feel sorry for them, that they were affected so much by COVID-19, but they forget that it wasn't. Even people that work 9 to 5, you guys, were affected by COVID-19. So I always just don't understand when they want us to feel like they were affected more by COVID-19. I feel like it's ignorant for them to actually think that they were affected more by COVID-19. But Zahara is one of those people that is saying that she was affected by COVID-19, and obviously there wasn't a lot of functions at the time. In 2020, people couldn't go and perform and all of that. So I could take that excuse, you guys, that not an excuse, that reason that from 2020 she hasn't worked as much as she used to work. But I feel like even prior to that, you guys, she did have issues with like financial issues, because there are reports that between 2018 and 2019, Nedbank did at that time want to repossess the house even back then, but she was able to oppose that repossession at that time. This was in 2018, 2019, between the two. So this is prior to even COVID coming. So even before COVID came, she already had issues with Nedbank wanting to repossess the house. They say around the same time, Standard Bank also allegedly wanted to repo her Range Rover at the time, the car that she was driving at the time, which was a Range Rover. So it looks to me that AMA finance issues, Ake Zahara, didn't only come with COVID-19, but I won't deny that maybe they added to the issues that she was having. What I was not understanding is why she has issues of the bank wanting to repo the house when she had said that the house she bought it in cash. Did she lie about the fact that the house was bought it was paid for in full, or did something happen after she had paid for the house in full? Guys, the only thing that makes sense is that after she had bought the house in full, she took a loan and used her house as security for the loan that she had taken, guys, and it's over $1 million loan. So but then even that, I'm looking at it and thinking, why would you take such a big amount in loans when you know that there is so much uncertainty when it comes to how much you earn and how much you're going to make? We don't have an explanation, you guys, on why she allegedly took that loan against her house, the only assets that she had and that she had paid for in cash, because I would think that she would do everything that she can to protect that house, because it's the only thing that she owned, that she had paid for in full, that nobody would have a claim on. To take that loan against the house, you put that house at risk. But obviously we don't have information as to what was happening. Was it something that was between life and death, like she had to get those millions and use the house as Zilokuzana as security because she had no other assets? We don't know. But it also just, it's a question of not being able to make like wise financial decisions, that like a lot of us do take loans that we cannot afford, and a lot of us do get into debt with clothing stores, with furniture shops and all of that. It's normal for a lot of us, including myself, you guys, and we deal with it all the time. After you take the debts and you're like, what the hell was I thinking? That was not a good decision. You're like, that was not a good decision, then why did you take that? So a lot of us deal with that. But what I don't know, what I'm having a hard time really accepting is that when the celebrities are in trouble, like they want their followers to rescue them from those situations. What they're not thinking about is that even as the followers are dealing with our own stuff, we're dealing with our own stuff, we're dealing with our own financial troubles that were caused by COVID-19, but they were also there before COVID-19. And to expect that people are going to donate and rescue you from your bad decision, when people are dealing with their own bad decisions that they made, trying to rescue themselves from issues that came with COVID-19, to me that just does not make sense. I love Zahara, you guys, but I don't know if I love her enough to take the little that I have for my family and give it to her, for the million, and give it to her so that I can rescue her from the debts, like the millions of debts that she took, that I don't even understand why it was taken, you guys. But anyway, I'm sure there are people that are willing to help. For me, it's just an overall confusion. And the thing about artists, you guys, is that when their careers in terms of like music or whatever that they're doing as celebrities is not going so well, they never really think of just, okay guys, my music is not going well, we've had COVID for a while now, I can't pay these bills out here, let me go and find a job. Like, they don't do that. And it is something that I just never understand. I never understand, you guys. Like, even us that work from 9 to 5, sometimes we have to do things to supplement our income because we feel like it's not enough. Sometimes you do things. I might be passionate about doing YouTube, but I still work a 9 to 5 because I know on YouTube I'm not gonna make enough money to feed my family, but I'm still gonna work a 9 to 5 and just do this, so I never understand why they don't do that. It's like they never go out and find jobs. Like, just go, even if you look for a job as a receptionist, whatever it is that you need to do to make some money, why why do you just want, if music is not giving you enough money, why do you insist of wanting to make a living from music and music only? Would it not be better for you to be working another job while doing music, and then when music is doing well, then you can quit that job? So I never understand it. They would rather come online, umuntu akhulume ngokuthi they are broke, they would like ama donations, than go out and find a job. I never understand it, you guys. Maybe I am missing something when it comes to this issue, but that is something that I struggle with when it comes to celebrities. If you are really struggling, have you tried to find a job at least? So obviously at some point, you guys, because this has been going on for a while, I think the auction was supposed to take place on the 7th of May, where they were supposed to auction her house that is in Rutherford, which would have been said, you guys. It really just would have been said, losing her home is not child's play. So, and they're saying that the installment was like 17,665. I mean, to like afford a bond, 17,665, you will have to at least be making at least 50,000 a month, you know, and guaranteed like every month, because there is a lot of money to pay on a bond. So I wonder how that loan was actually approved, you know. And yes, so she was asking people for donation, and she even said that even if it's just 100 rands, and you could see this is a really desperate situation, you guys. It was really sad. And then at some point there is an article that came out to say that she had asked management Kaizer Chiefs to lend her a stadium sub so that she could do a 3-hour concert, and she was asking for them to provide her with sound, with ambulances, and just all of the resources that can help her to conduct this concert, so that she could save her house. And the Kaizer Chiefs management said that they were going to talk about it. I don't know if they have made a decision on whether they will give her the stadium to use for a concert. I thought that that would have been great, even though some of the things that she named there as her requests were like really that, like they need to provide you with the ambulances and with with the sound, like everything, not just the stadium, you know. But you know, they say, you know, all you can do is ask, and the person can say no or yes, you know. So she asked for it. I don't know if they're going to give her the stadium. I was trying to find their response after they said that they were going to talk about it, to see if a stadium was totally laying, and I didn't see anything, you guys. And this is like 1.9 million, you guys, loan. It's a big amount. It's a big amount. So even if the public had to donate, there is a big amount. Like we need like businessmen that can throw in, you know, a couple of thousands or more here and there to make up that 1.9 million. And then recently, I think, was it 2 days ago, when Unota Baloyi came out to say, because they had finally published her banking details, to say, if you want to donate to Ulokuzana, Zahara, here are the banking details. And Unota was like, listen, you want us to give her money so that she can go buy drugs, you guys. And of course, there's been reports of what Zahara has struggled with drinking a little bit more than she should, and there are times when she's been on the internet looking like she is drunk. And but I don't know anything that has been reported when it comes to drugs. But these people are in the entertainment space. Maybe they do see one another on certain spaces, and they do know that they do take drugs. I don't know, but it concerned me, and I was like, if someone in the entertainment space thinks that she's taking drugs, is it something that is known in that space that she's taking drugs? And maybe that's the reason she is in financial trouble right now. And as the public, if we are being asked to donate imali esinayo to this person, really, should we be donating money if really her issue here is the drug problem? Because if she has a drug problem, then that means that even the financial problems are caused by the fact that she has a drug problem. But there is no, I don't have evidence, you guys, that she did. But it looked like people are wondering, honestly, if we should donate to her. And also that DJ Boy has come out to say, listen, Zahara, I do not owe you anything. In fact, you owe us money. She owes the recording company some money. I don't believe that Zahara is so naive that if she's owing the recording company, she wouldn't know that she's owing the recording company. I think this is the same case as Ubonang, where they want us as the public to believe something when they actually know the truth. They want us to believe in this one story that they're being taken advantage of, and but they're not providing us with anything that is in writing so that we know for sure that they're being taken advantage of, and they don't trust that we are intelligent enough that we can go out and find the information that is real. And Zahara's case is really worse because she is looking for people to donate to her, and it's like, should we, and I feel like partly it is unfair that that is expected of the public, to rescue these celebrities when they are in these situations, because I feel like the public is struggling itself. COVID did not just affect celebrities, COVID affected everybody, and sometimes I do feel like these celebrities just need to go out and find some jobs, and also, you guys, like, don't get into these loans if you know that your salary is not guaranteed for the next whatever. If you're going to be paying a loan for however many years, and you're going to be paying 17,000, and you are an artist and you don't know how your next album is going to do, it is your responsibility to make sure that you don't get into that debt, just as it is my responsibility as well to make sure that I don't get into the debts that I cannot afford at the end of the day, just as the viewer. So just like nobody's going to rescue me from my creditors calling me and demanding their money because I haven't paid, I don't feel like with the celebrities that we should be responsible to rescue them. When they get into this situation, sometimes they really just need to go and find a job that they can do so that they can pay their debt. It's not all the time that the public really needs to rescue you. I love Zahara, but I do think that she probably has made some bad decisions financially, and she needs to take responsibility for that. And I think that if her music is not really working right now, I think she needs to think of something else, because the public is not going to rescue you all the time. Even if they donate right now and they save your house, and then next day you take another loan against this house, then what's going to happen? Are they going to come again and rescue you? That doesn't even make sense. So yeah, I don't know what you guys think about it. I think for me, I'm just wondering how many times we're going to rescue celebrities by donations when we ourselves are struggling. Anyway, please like this video if you like it, and share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Nginethanda kakhulu.